Okay. Just gotta put the rest of these in here. And then I guess I can just like... And then for all the finished ones. I guess I can go around. Should be enough, right? Like, people have plenty of space to write about everything and then put it in there and then... Yeah. Yeah. I guess you can't really... I should have moved it over a block. Yeah, you can't see that at all. Let me move this over. I have too many books on hand. Jesus Christ. Too much stuff. Did I drop the dirt to get out of here? Let's try this again. So if we put it here, and then... There we go. Put all the unfilled ones in here. And then... Okay. So then people can come up, fill out a thing, put it in the empty chest, and that way we can get more information on everything that happened, because the more information the better. And then I can work on making this more suitable to be a more official building. You know, residents don't work at the Giant anymore. Speaking of Giant, I didn't know we had a laundromat. Huh. Regardless, I need to check on Sai. After yesterday and the whole everything with there. And I'm freaking out. Maybe I should talk to Jay eventually too. I mean, God. Too much happened yesterday. Too much. God. Okay. Okay. Let's hope Sai's home.
It's
Knock
important
knock.
to me right now. Hello?
Can I come in?
I suppose so. Don't you have other political matters to attend to? I thought you didn't care about us. In fact, I thought that you were doing your own thing, you know. I thought you were trying to get, Jay in trouble for an accident that, that was pretty fucked up.
Simon, you don't have to. Come on.
It's just not right. It's not right that
I'm
someone would do
sorry.
something so... sorry.
Yeah. I'm
You're
sorry.
sorry.
Maybe we should sit down and talk. I mean, YB did come all the way over here.
Okay.
Maybe inside, because, everyone else, tends to be wandering around.
I mean, who's
Good
gonna argue?
point.
Who's gonna complain if they see us all together?
It's
No,
more
that's a
so
good
about
idea.
me, right?
Right. So,
But I understand you
you
might not
said
see it
you
like that.
apologize for what?
I'm sorry for bringing that up during yesterday's debate. That
What, the accident that you almost got? No, you could get Jay arrested for? That was really, really disgusting.
I know. That's why I didn't come here knowing that you were here, but I was going to apologize to you for that.
YB, I don't need an apology just as much as you don't need one from me. What happened at the guild, that's on me. But you have to understand, I don't know how you don't see it yet, that Asher's not a good person, and whatever the fuck you have going on with him, I urge you to snap out of it.
What do you?
Thankfully, YB doesn't have ties with Asher.
Don't make this look like what happened at the debate.
I'm here to apologize for what happened at the debate. That's
Not say anything else.
look. I don't want things to be bad between you and me, Jay.
Really? Because everything that you've done to me, everything you've said to me,
I don't want you in
rather,
power.
fair.
I don't want you to be president. I don't
But
think
you
you
didn't
That's
should
have
fine.
to
be in
go that
control.
low.
I know, that's why I'm here apologizing. Because I
Yeah, but
realized it was
apologizing
fucked up.
doesn't clean him up. Apologizing
Okay, all
doesn't get
right.
him out of it.
Let's tone it down.
I realize that, Sai, but this is the best I can do. I did it, and I admit that was fucked up. I shouldn't have said it. That's why I'm apologizing. Because I know that there's nothing else I can really do. I said it, yeah. And I'm sorry to get you in more shit than you're already in.
So you don't want me in power. You don't want me doing anything right for Marigold. I know you see what I've done, and you cannot deny that I've actually done something good in the 2 weeks
I'm
I've been
not
back.
saying I don't want you
But
to
now
do...
that you're here to apologize for getting me in more shit, so what is it really? There's consequences to what you do. Same
I
with
know.
me, same with Simon and everyone.
Don't you think
I'm
I
not
fucking
saying-
know that, Jay?
Do you not think I know that I hurt you? And you don't think I feel bad for doing so? I do. I've told you personally, to you and you alone, that I put you in very high regards. You're a brilliant young mind. I think you can go really far in life. But I get it. I didn't let you in on what I was doing with my life, and I didn't let you in on what I was going to do after Sharma was taken care of. I get that. But everything since then, you've been making the wrong decisions. You and JD. You don't want me in power? Fine. But don't come here telling me that you're going to say sorry for something that realistically didn't need to be brought into light. You know it was an accident. Same way you defended Asher. But you didn't put Asher in the spotlight yesterday either. Not in the ways that it
Asher's
matters.
already
A
been
criminal.
in the spotlight multiple times. Look,
Asher hasn't suffered for what he did.
I know. I am not...
JD wants me gone. YB.
I don't!
That doesn't matter what you
Who cares?
want.
He's in
It's
power now.
JD's decision.
Your whole idea of me not wanting to be in power prompted JD to ask literally the town at the debate who should be in power right now. Now JD got what he wants. Now he's looking for a reason to get me in trouble. He said I should just leave before he just arrests me for no reason. Now I can't do what's right for Marigold, nor can Sai.
Oh no, we can, and we're definitely going to try, regardless of what you guys have against Jay. Listen, YB, with all due respect, I respected you. I was respectful during the entire debate. It really hurt me to see you use such a low blow, and it's not something that Sorry is just gonna fix.
If you're going to let us... No, go ahead.
Thanks. I was gonna ask if you would let me speak and actually say what I've been trying to say instead of throwing all this information at me that I already understand and know. I understand I fucked up. I understand I fuck up a lot. I understand that I half the time don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. And yesterday, that was a great example of me not knowing what the fuck I'm doing. Me freezing up when everything happened. I'll admit it, I froze up. I froze up when all that shit happened. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I admit that.
So why are you against us, Wybie?
I'm
All I
not
want to do is
against you
help.
guys as people. I just.
No, but why be against us in general?
I'm not trying to be, but that's kind of the whole thing of an election. You're running against people, and so we had a plan. No matter if JD or you won, we were gonna work together.
We still would work together.
I'm fine with that. I want to work with you guys. I
So-
want.
Not me though.
Yeah, then why are we all so
I don't like you, but we need
dissident?
your help. Eventually, with all this shit. We're gonna need the
Someone
information
finally
that you
says it.
know.
You know that I'm capable of actually doing something.
And I'm not trying to stop you from doing things.
The way to not stop me is to talk to JD and let him know that we're actually trying to do something.
Okay,
And
I
we
will.
will do
I
it
plan
with or
on
without his permission.
I plan
But if you
on.
want to make good between you and Simon,
Can
and
you?
with the,
Can
You're right, Jay. Let him talk, please. That's
I
a mistake I
plan
keep making.
on talking to JD? I plan on having a conversation about how we run this place, about how we do things, because I want to fund science research. I want to help Marigold. I want to make this a better place. And
So if you really think of it, then why are we even running in the separate sides regardless?
I don't know. That's how an election works, apparently. I don't know. If I had a choice in how all of this would going, there wouldn't really be a president, and we would all just collectively work together to make this place a better place. Why have one person in power when everybody can just work together?
Because everyone needs someone to look up to, someone that they can
order.
trust.
A
That's
collective
just how
group.
it is.
Regardless, I don't want to be on opposite sides of you guys. Jay,
Okay.
you're a
What are you
shitty
suggesting?
person, but I think you can do good.
I have. Just
Exactly.
everybody in this fucking town is blind. And they can't see that because they won't. Because people like you, people like JD, people like Asher don't want to see that. They don't want to see me do something good. They
I'm
look at
not
me as a
trying to
drunk
stop
loser who
you
abandoned
from
people.
doing good things. I just want to be here to, make sure that things are going right.
Well, then let's work together.
That is what I am here trying to work out.
So first things first, what is your plan of action on working together?
Need to talk to JD first because he doesn't know that
You-
I'm here talking to you guys right now. I need to talk to JD because I don't know how he's going to feel, but honestly, I don't really care how he feels. I want what's best for Marigold, regardless of if I'm working with people who I don't have the nicest of feeling towards. And Jay, I know I'm a dick to you, and I know that you don't deserve half the things I say to you, but there is a lot of repressed feelings, and a lot of them get pushed onto you, and I am sorry for that you end up being the target of a lot of the horrible things that I say, and I'll admit it, half the shit I say you don't really deserve.
Hey, someone's got to take it, right?
There's just a lot of emotions in this small little body of mine, and I don't know where to put them.
Okay. Hey, this is getting way more heated than it needs to. We're all friends here. Well, sort of. How about you just take a seat and let's talk it out. Relax, like humans. Okay?
Okay.
There's no reason to feel split from each other. We all want the same thing. The only difference between the three of us is that some of us are not as well respected. And respect gets you pretty damn far in this town. We all know the mistakes that Jay has made. And let's face it, I'm going to make some mistakes in the future too. So, with all that being said, the more allies we have, the more, you know, of a chance we have at making a real difference.
Yeah.
So I thank you, YB, for actually coming out here and apologizing. That takes some guts. And it's frankly, it's good to see a side of you that I agree with again.
I yesterday made me realize that if I already had the idea of if this is gonna work, we really all need to work together. But then yesterday happened, and it made me realize that half the thing, like the way that I was going about yesterday, really did not show that,
Right.
and that's on me. I shouldn't
We
have
all took
brought
jabs
that
at
up.
each other. It's debates are competitive, and sometimes you go a little too far. That's just how it works.
I'm sorry for
Well,
yelling at you after the whole debate, or Simon.
I'm sorry for getting aggravated, like how I always used to. I was just frustrated that nobody saw it the way that it was supposed to be seen. But I guess everybody was wild and they didn't understand. It, regardless, we're here now, and we may not be able to settle our differences, but at the very least, we can work together, right?
Yeah, I've already started doing some stuff. I blocked off theirs home, set up fences around it so that it's like an active crime scene.
Right, I saw that.
I
Yeah.
was thinking maybe you and Meredith could try to set up some sort of detector inside that like would notify you if somebody entered or something like that. I don't know if that is something you can even
Wow.
do. Similar to how
Meredith
the light
is.
was,
Yeah. Go
you
ahead.
know,
Go ahead.
outside in the debate, outside the debate, the light would go off when you stepped in.
Yeah,
Something
Meredith is the
similar.
security expert, not me. They knew more about security than I ever will. Uh, so I guess yeah, Meredith would be the go-to for that sort of bit.
Yeah, they did really well setting that all up.
Yeah.
It's a shame that we didn't take into account a stasis chamber.
Yeah. I can
Yesterday was a
show
lot.
you guys how a stasis chamber works at some point in time, by the way. I know how to make one and work them.
Yeah, that's never something the old world had. I Ender pearls, the whole teleportation bit that was technology exclusive to the higher ups. I didn't get to see that shit.
And I also set up I need to tell more people about it. I just did it now. Sort of like form that people can fill out about the Sharma followers, attacks, everything, getting some eyewitness testimonies and then sorting out the ones that are not really have a lot of new information and getting the people who actually know things that aren't known so that we can do further interviews of those people and talk to them and see if we can get more information. I set that up outside the town hall.
Right. We already had a plan regarding the whole followers of Sharma bit that was going to go into play, but then the whole event happened, and that possibility has been pushed back.
Well,
So
hold on, if I may.
Yeah.
go ahead.
We still don't really know exactly what there was all on about. We don't know if he's violent towards the people of Marigold. It's clear he had something against MBS, but I don't think he's number one right now. The
Well,
followers
I
Yeah.
have been and still are number one.
That's why
With or without JD's permission, I have a plan in place to do something about it.
I'd like to at least know about the plan. I know I can't stop you, but I'd at least like to know what's going on
I can tell
instead
you
of
about it.
things
Hell,
just.
I'll walk with you to go talk to JD, and if he accepts my, plan or not, I will still do it. Because at this point, there's not much I can or cannot do without getting looked bad at. Do you
right.
understand what I
I
mean?
don't.
Yeah.
I fear that
Yeah.
Jay can't even walk outside without, you know,
I don't feel
having a
safe in
presence.
my own home and in my own building, YB.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you feel about me or feel how I can actually lead people, fine. Keep those feelings. The issue is that all of Marigold is against me. So it's either I do something and get imprisoned for it, or I don't do anything at all and people call me a coward.
Yep.
You don't.
So
And
what I'm
by
trying to do,
proxy,
yes,
I apologize. By proxy, that means I'm also a target.
Yeah, you don't deserve to feel that way. It's just, for me, it's hard to get over it, you know.
I am never going to ask you to forgive me or get over what I put you through, YB. I am capable of understanding what I've done to you, what I've done to Simon, what I've done to JD, and the other people that were, pretty prominent in Marigold pre-Sharma. I know what I did. It's a constant thought in my head. But I will never ask you to sympathize with me or to get on my level or be put in my shoes. I'm just asking that if you can hear me out and talk to JD with or without me, and with or without his permission, I will do what I have to do in order to ensure the protection of Marigold.
I want to hear you out, and I want anyone who's trying. I want anyone who wants to help Marigold. I want to let them help Marigold. I just want to know what everybody's doing before it, so
This
that
is a
somebody
two-parter.
doesn't just go off and do something fucking wild, and all of a sudden JD and I are getting blamed for not knowing what's going on when people like to do things and not tell either of us what they're doing.
My plan is a two-parter, and if I can explain both parts, hopefully you can understand my vision a bit more.
Yeah, of course.
Part 1 of the solution of the followers is to provide a stakeout. We find someone, anyone within Marigold that we, the three of us, maybe even JD, can trust, and we send them out to try to establish some sort of connection with the followers. Give the followers an idea that this person wants to join them, let's say.
Uh-huh.
Someone that isn't prominent, somebody that clearly isn't around Marigold too much, and convince them to help us with this. I am aware that this would be putting them in the lion's den, but we need to draw them out. We need to know who they are, how many there are, and where they are even holed up in. Simon once told me a couple nights ago, back when, the incident at the tavern happened, that there's a pretty good idea how many there are. Simon, you said 4 people?
Somewhere around that. Because we have one who would be calling the shots, one who would be doing the actions, and one who would back up the rest. And then a fourth one who must specialize in the potion making, weapons selling, that
You're
sort of
saying
thing.
that there's 4 of them, probably?
A possibility of
Possibly.
4.
We really don't know.
Oh, God.
But we're trying to get an actual number. From
But
what
there
we
has
even
to be
know,
at least 4.
you have to understand that in this room right now, we are the only 2 that are capable with having any information about Sharma. There is MIA. MBS is MIA. We don't even know there's intentions, whether he's even a qualified good or bad person, whether he actually wants to harm Marigold in any way. MBS, it was there on the paper. He's wanted for killing thousands. He's our warden. Who is going to lead the prison and be in charge of Sharma? And who is going to lead the knights? Because there was captain. And if Simon is now the captain, or Hollow is, because apparently he was appointed before I even showed up, where do we go from there?
Right. And there's also the fact that now that MBS and there are both, MIA, MBS knows the location of there, which is a huge problem because MBS is evidently a criminal.
We can only assume
Wait,
that at this point.
How
It's
would
all assumptions.
how would MBS know where there is?
Not there, Sharma, rather. My
Sharma.
bad. When it comes to there, while I do understand that it was self-defense in the short term, killing MBS, it was definitely handled in a way that was a lot more sporadic than I took for
I just want to
face
talk
value.
to him. You know? Like, I don't think anything will end up happening in the long run, since MBS is genuinely wanted and attacked there, and they knew that MBS killed thousands or whatever, however many was on that paper.
Well, you have to
people.
take into account that paper could have been forged by there themselves. That
That's
is why I
true.
was taking it so seriously back during the event. That, yes, on the piece of paper it said that MBS was a murderer, but we had no proof that that was the case. I wanted to get there and hold him down for questioning. That way we would have had him that night, but of course he would have teleported anyways.
But this is the
Doesn't
issue.
matter.
We have no real ground proof, evidence. It's all assumptions at this point.
Exactly. For all we know, there is the true murderer, and he was pinning on MBS, so he had a reason to kill him.
But MBS reacted in such a way.
Maybe MBS could have known that there was after him from the start. It's just questions upon questions upon questions.
I mean, this will
and that's
probably
what we've
just
been here talking about.
end up being a court case. Figuring
I doubt
out.
that there would show up for a court case.
I mean, that's why. I mean, isn't there like a. If you have someone who's due for a court and you think that they're gonna run away, then you can put them under temporary arrest or something?
Yeah, that is true, but the first things first is actually finding there. Remember,
Well,
he fled
yeah.
us.
We don't know
And
where he
I
could have gone.
that's another thing. If he didn't just go away, this would have been a lot easier to tell. I may even believe that there isn't actually a murderer and blaming MBS for something he didn't do if he didn't just teleport away.
He
It would
also
have been
didn't
much
tell the
simpler.
Knights.
Exactly. He just took
The
this
debate-
into his own hands.
I feel like if they're actually told the Knights, the debate could have been set up in a way to actually capture MBS.
Exactly.
Think of it. Everyone in Marigold was there. People that were actually, talented with, upholding peace and security. The debate could have just been a ploy to capture a person such as MBS. But they did what, nobody saw coming.
I don't blame there for killing MBS. Again, it was self-defense, but there could have been 100 different ways that he would have dealt with this that would have prevented MBS's murder in the first place. That's why I was so hysterical. Is that if we could have just had him there, even if if he did teleport, we may have been able to question him there and then instead of looking for him now.
Yeah.
But it's all in the past, I guess.
I was gonna talk to JD sometime, probably tomorrow, maybe later today, about what we should do and all that kind of stuff. I have a couple of ideas, but
Are you able to share those?
I mean,
I shared mine. And you're the one in power. I'm not.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do?
There's the whole... Well, we don't know where there is, but we do know that MBS has, like, a whole place in the end. Asphodel or whatever it is.
Right, I've been there.
If we shut down Asphodel, or at least make it so that there's some sort of person watching over it, somebody there, or just keep going back and forth. Maybe one of these times we'll see MBS in there on his way out, or see MBS on the way there or something. Make it so that we can see if someone's been through there. I don't know if that's possible. Set up some sort of trap or one of those monitor devices things, like one of these things, the listening device thing that you gave me. If you put one of those, some of those in there, hear if someone passes through.
That's a good idea. I would rather not have anybody alive in Asphodel, because if it is true that MBS was capable of murdering millions, then I'd rather not have only whatever. I'd rather not have just one or two people guarding that place.
And that way we can know if he's even going back there, and then we can, if he is going back there, then we can plan a whole stakeout, capture him kind of thing. And then
that's the kind of stuff that I was planning on doing with the funding that I would get if Jay was in power. The power that we had, I was planning on setting up more security, that sort of bit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's going to be a lot harder with just
if I may,
me and Meredith.
We are talking about two murderers. One that's capable of murdering thousands, one that's capable of leading, he led the Knights. We don't know too much about there besides, his time here, and that, he's obviously not human. But putting people or something to, protect Asphodel, we're using too much of our resources on
Well, that's why
Asphodel.
I
We
was
need to worry
saying.
about Marigold.
That's why I was saying just put some listening devices in there. Sai has made them before. Can set a
Right.
couple up in Asphodel so that we can at least hear if anyone's even in there. If nobody's going through Asphodel, then there's no point of setting up a stakeout or something like that there eventually in the long run. But if we hear that MBS goes back there multiple times, we hear people going in and out, we can...
Tell you what, I have an idea. Way back when Asher was imprisoned, one of the many times, I designed a blueprint for someone to make a flower pot that is actually a listening device. That might have something. I can maybe expand upon that blueprint, make a bigger, more obvious, yet hide it in a better spot so I can cover more of Asphodel as a whole. That way, I don't have to make many listening devices and one powerful one. It'll just take a lot of resources.
Yeah. Well, I can get you the funding for that. For sure.
Hopefully.
I mean, if JD says no, I will just do it regardless.
Speaking of which, I actually do have some questions for you upon
Yeah?
regarding JD.
Yeah.
Do you trust JD's judgment at this point? Because I I I'm gonna be honest. JD is one of my closest allies, but it seems like he's turned a 180 and is making all the wrong decisions, or at least in my opinion.
I trust some of his judgment. I mean, that's how I feel about everybody, where some parts I'm like, yeah, maybe that's an okay idea, and other parts I'm iffy about it, but
That's the problem with working with the community, is that everybody has different ways of doing things, and the whole leadership bit is to make a one and done choice rather than everybody fighting over which choice is the best. I respect JD and his decisions, but I don't respect what he's trying to do to Jay. I also have one more question, if you don't mind.
yeah.
What has JD been saying about Jay after the whole thing anyway?
I
I
mean,
mean, like, do we can we perceive him as a threat to Jay as a whole?
I don't think so. And even if JD
I
wants to do something to Jay, he I don't I won't let him.
I was one
I
of
mean,
the last people to walk out of the auditorium when I asked what exactly he was going to do in response to why I was just standing there during the whole, you know, MBS and they're attacking each other. He said I better get the fuck out before he just arrests me anyways, for whatever he can find on me. He wants me to be arrested. And I
It was
fear that if I don't have his permission to do anything right for Marigold, I will still go to prison.
I mean, also yesterday there were a lot going on. People were yelling at each other, arguing. There was a lot going
I
yeah,
saw the
on.
way he looked at me. I
and I
know
feel
JD
like
more well than any of us here in this room.
that's true.
I know he means his word. Unfortunately, his word hasn't carried a lot. It has zero weight because he hasn't done much, if anything. I've actually done something, and now he's president. And now I can't do anything, or I face utter consequences no matter what I do. I have to worry about JD wanting to get rid of me, imprison me. And I have to worry about Asher and his goonies wanting to hurt me, kill me. Did Asher ever tell you that he broke into my home wanting to kill me after what happened
I've
at the
heard.
guild? I don't
Everybody's
know if
heard,
I
I
can
think,
be
at
at
that
home.
point.
Right. I'm talking. I think Jay's mentioning another event afterwards where he came
I'm
into his
talking about the
house.
day after.
Yeah, I knew about that.
I don't know if I can be at home, but I have to work from somewhere if I'm to continue doing anything. People are expecting me to do nothing now. I'm going to still do something regardless.
Well,
I'm asking you if you're willing to extend this olive branch that you speak of. Then I need to know if JD's on board with what we have in mind, our vision. And it starts with taking care of the followers.
I don't know what JD will say. I don't know how he'll think. I don't know what he'll think of this. I haven't talked to him about this yet.
I know.
What I
But
do
you're going to.
know, yeah. What I do know is that as long as you keep me in the loop and it's something that you are doing things that I agree with, you'll have at least some of my support. You'll have my support. As long as you
Right.
keep me in the loop and I know what's going on, because I am tired of not being told things.
I guess I do owe you that, since, the intervention in my office all those months ago.
Yeah.
I can keep you in the loop. Just know I'm not stopping for anyone.
I know. And I wouldn't want you to.
Well, if that's the case, should we tell him where we're going?
You can be the one.
Well, as you heard, Jay does not feel safe in his own home, and frankly, neither do I. I'm gonna go set up somewhere outside of Miracle, somewhere hidden where we can do our work without being impeded, as well as use secret tactics to hopefully not get intercepted by Asher and his gang. It's not far. It's technically not even at a Marigold, but it's not here.
Can I at least know where?
Well, I can show you. We just gotta move quick, and I don't want to be seen by anyone. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Exactly why I
Right.
didn't want to speak outside, but yes.
Okay. Let's go. Come on. Like I said, it's not far, but it's definitely hidden. I think.
Okay.
Right then. Be careful. Just through here. I have a camp set up here where we can do our work unimpeded. Of course, I'm going to be expanding, so Jay is welcome to live here as well. But until then, I'm moving some of my most important gear, technology, and work stuff here so we can finally get to work on not only locating there, but also cracking this whole cult business.
Yeah.
Now that YB is, knowing about this, I feel like I should also reiterate what I was saying about not feeling safe in my own home. Yes, Simon did offer that I would stay out here, but I am not. I'll still be staying at my house. It's the message that I'm trying to say. I am worried for my own life there, but in the end, it is my home. I will die there just if it comes for me. If Asher comes again, that is where I'm happily going to be able to die. I also have to keep Melody's frogs alive, and my dogs. But the point being is that it's the message, and I need to prove to Marigold that I'm willing to die for it, as I was back then.
Also, Wybie, keep in mind that this is only a temporary setup. I will probably be moving every once in a while to ensure absolute secrecy. This is only one of many locations I had picked out, but this is the first, yes.
Okay. Well, I guess I can tell you guys this. I'm planning on expanding the town hall, making a basement that nobody hopefully will know of, and moving important information, evidence, that kind of stuff from Giant Basement to there, since everybody knows about the Giant Basement now. Everyone knows it's there. Everybody knows how to get there. People have been down there. It's the only way down to Evergreen, so everyone
True.
knows about it.
Yeah, way too many people know about it, and way too many people feel like it's okay to just go down there.
Yeah.
Well,
So
they now have
yeah,
more permission than they ever had. It's deconsecrated as of this morning already.
unfortunately, that means we legally cannot enforce them to not go back into Evergreen, which also means that if somebody gets infected and brings it
Well,
back
that's
up
not
here, we're all fucking dead.
necessarily true. Evergreen is the protection of Evergreen is a legal matter. going
True, but
down
we are
to.
not the legal owners of Evergreen. So since it's not within Jay's building, we can't legally enforce it as its own place.
Yeah, but they legally can't go down to Evergreen. They can go down into the basement, but legally, you can't go down into Evergreen. That's illegal.
Hmm.
For now, at
What
least. I need to talk to Ven and Rain about what they want to do with Evergreen and how they want to.
what measures will JD put in place to protect people from going into Evergreen if it's so dangerous?
I need to talk to JD about that. I wanted to talk to Ven and Rain about that as well. Figure out more about it. See what they think about it, because they. I don't know. I want to know what they feel about it since it's their home and how they want us to go about it,
Fair enough.
because legally, in the end, whatever happens to Evergreen is up to Ven.
That's true. Yes.
So,
Um. Also, the whole topic of Ven and Rain has become more and more apparent in Marigold. It seems like their differences between each other is huge, and it doesn't seem like Rain is the most trustworthy fellow as well. So I'd be careful around those two. You know.
well, I definitely at least want to talk to Ven, seeing as he's the mayor of the town, and see what he wants to do with it. It's a thing I've been thinking about lately since.
That's something between you, JD, and Ven then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, of course, that means be careful. And on the topic of secrecy and all that fun stuff, do you have anything you need to get off your chest? Something that we need to know?
Uh,
Nothing.
I feel like this is one of those situations where, like, there's something apparently that you guys know, but I don't know that you guys know, and then if I don't say anything, you guys are gonna be like, well, actually, we know about this, so.
It could
Uh,
be.
I, I don't think there is. Was that the wrong answer?
Right. No, you're fine. I am going to get set up here. I have a lot to work to do, and again, this is one of the first of many locations, so there's going to
And
be a lot of moving around.
if you ever want to keep stuff inevitably in the basement of the town hall, you can. When I build it, I still have to build it. I just worked on getting the eyewitness forms out, so I still need
That's
to.
that's
I also
a
have
thoughtful, you know.
a hidden basement that you could put it in that only Lucky knows about.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the offer, but when it comes to some of my most secret stuff, it's better that I have it close to me that way. I know where it is. But yeah,
Understandable. I
um,
mean, like anything else, like just anything you have that you might need a place to store. But yeah, don't feel forced or anything like that.
so I bid you good luck when it comes to JD. I
Yeah.
fear this is only the beginning of a crack between us, JD, and the rest of Marigold. Let's just try.
If we really want to see something good come out of Marigold, it unfortunately rests on your shoulders, Wybie. I
Nobody
hate to
likes
say it
us.
to you.
Don't say that. I already have way too much pressure on my shoulders. I think I will cry when I get home if you actually say that to me.
Let's not make YB cry.
I already
But
cried yesterday. I don't need to cry again.
I apologize for making you cry if that's the case.
It's okay. There was a lot more than just you, but yeah, it's okay.
Time is of the essence.
Yeah, I'm very aware of that.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we are running out of it by the second. We are constantly bickering with each other when we have actual real problems to be dealing with. And that is the absolute basis of everything that I've been preaching. It's the biggest reason why I'm with Jay. I'm tired of the bickering, and I just want to get shit done. Speaking of getting shit done, I really have to work on my tent. So, if that is everything that you wanted to talk to me about, YB, I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, I should probably get going and, you know, work on the basement of the town hall. So I'll get going now, leave you to it. You guys stay safe, please. I think you have
We
something
could
on your
try
head.
as. Yes, I put a pot on my head for dramatic effect. Yeah, I don't think saying safe is even in the question anymore, but I can attempt.
Stay as safe as you possibly can.
You know what, Simon? I'll be right back. Okay,
Okay, I just gotta get set up here.
I'll be back. YB,
Oh shoot, put it on my
where are you
head
headed?
again.
town hall.
Mind if I tag along?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay.
Any reason in particular why?
One of the things I think, Simon and I both know something you have going on.
What do you mean?
Whatever you have going on with Asher and the group.
I don't. What?
I know. And
What do you?
obviously Simon found out something after, why you were with Asher and Moss at the guild at such a late hour.
What do you mean you know some? What?
I know something's going on with you, and whoever Asher follows, Moss included. And I want to know about it.
Who told you?
Doesn't matter who told me.
No, I
It
think it
matters what
actually
I see
does
with my own
matter.
eyes. Are you really going to tell me that I'm seeing something? I'm just seeing things?
I'm
When
not
I walk
saying
into
that
the
you're
tavern
seeing
that late at
things.
night, you were hanging out with them. You were, besides, throwing a memorial, you two were, well, the three of you were awfully close.
They stopped by my house. We were looking for Puffer.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
No other rendezvous or, meetings?
No.
Okay,
Unless
YB.
there's a meeting that you know about that I don't. Or a meeting that, well, you shouldn't know about, maybe?
A meeting that I shouldn't know about.
I don't
And
know.
does that go for everyone else too? Or only people exclusive to Asher's fan club?
What do you mean?
I think I'm speaking perfect English.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no connection to Asher, other than the fact that he came to my house one night, asking if I knew where Puffer was. I said I didn't. And then we went to the guild, and we set up the memorial, and that's that.
So that was the first time you've ever seen Asher at your own home, along with their partner.
Yeah.
That
Other than the time that Asher kidnapped me? Yeah, that's the first time that I've seen Asher in my own home. He didn't come inside. Stayed outside. Was at my door. I mean, when he kidnapped me, he came inside.
right. So you're telling me you're speaking truthful when you don't have anything going on in any terms of alliance or even a connection or even promises, secrets, trust with Asher or anyone close to Asher, like Puffer, like Moss.
I wasn't saying anything about Puffer. Puffer's a cool guy. I don't have anything wrong with Puffer. Other than the fact that he's picked up alcohol lately, which isn't a great thing, but no, nothing. Puffer's pretty cool. And I don't have any of the supplies for what I need to do this. I need to go to my house.
Why do I feel there's something you're not telling me?
Why do I feel like you're trying to get at something?
Are you afraid I'm getting at something that's truthful?
No, I'm just curious at what you think you know. Because obviously
Well,
you're trying to hint at something that you feel like you know. And I'm tired of playing this beat around the bush game, so what do you think you know, Jay?
you're a part of this group. You're talking with them, giving them information.
Says who?
You're meeting up with them, says me.
And why would you assume that? I'm trying to do what's best for Marigold.
By teaming up with a known murderer who willingly admits it in front of actual governmental figures.
Why would I team up with a known murderer?
You tell me, Wybie.
I wouldn't.
I
That's
think you
the
should.
thing. What?
I think you should also tell people that are actually close to you. Like Simon. Like Meredith. Hell, maybe even Lucky.
Tell them that I'm not doing anything with a known murderer?
Tell them that you're doing something with a known murderer and their associates. Is what I'm getting at, Wybie. There's something going on, and I just can't put my finger on it, but I just know there's something going on.
Why would you think there's something going on?
I can see the way you guys talk to each other. You haven't talked just the time that you were kidnapped. You weren't talking the only other time that you weren't talking was at your house. There's been others.
Like?
Why, but you forget, I was gone for 5 months, but I catch up pretty quickly. Like with Evergreen. Like with a lot of things. Including the fact that I may not be the only other person that actually knew of said group of people formed under Asher's grasp.
I know that there is a group formed under Asher's grasp. I know that Asher has a group of people who have similar ideals to him. Who they
People
are,
like you?
what they're doing. No.
People like you who support it, in a way? Without being directly involved?
I don't support Asher killing random people.
Well, seems to me I think everyone does if they were willing to let Asher walk into the debate armed, knowing that he's killed people. In Marigold. Not even wherever the fuck he's from, not in any sort of far off fucking country. He's done it here on our ground. The ground that you and JD want to protect. The same ground I want to protect. That Simon does.
I'm
And
sorry that we
you,
can't try him on any of the things that he's done so far.
well, sure we can. He's been to prison, hasn't he?
Yeah, he went to prison for kidnapping.
On what grounds? Oh, kidnapping, sure. But the murder? Just not enough evidence, right?
Yeah, sure, that.
Well, you tell me. You and JD have been doing great at keeping tabs on people like Asher, should he actually be allowed and be able to speak his mind freely at a election debate. Why am I the only one who thinks that? Not only am I out of the loop, but also the only person that's thinking of the horrible person that was within 15 feet of you, 15 feet of good people that could be next, should you and JD not decide to do anything.
Because maybe he's changed.
You're talking from experience. You think you've seen Asher at a time where he was one thing and now he's another thing?
I've seen you at a time where you were one thing and now you're another thing. Why is Asher any sort of exclusion from that?
What, me being a drunk bastard to someone who actually cares?
You being a drunk bastard who almost got this entire town destroyed because you didn't tell us anything, into someone who cares about the town, yeah.
Do you believe that Asher and I are to be compared?
No, you and Asher have done different things, but if I'm giving you a second chance, why can't I give Asher a second chance? He hasn't done
You know,
anything wrong in a very long time.
a very long time.
Not a very long time, but
Less than a week. says an actual report from former warden of Marigold.
What did he do less than a week ago?
Killed again.
In
front.
self-defense.
You go right to killing someone, YB, the second they punch you? About something that was personal to them?
I mean, there did, apparently.
We still don't know what was going on there.
Yeah.
You and I and no one else can ever make an assumption on that until we know the full story.
Exactly. But I'm saying that it's not unheard of. Other people have done it.
I just don't know. I don't know what kind of game you're getting at. If you even want to call this a game, maybe you're actually fully believing the charade that you willingly put yourself into. Has Asher really gotten into you so well that you're willing to give him a shot, give him a chance, give him some sort of foot through the door of Marigold? Because that is what you are doing. That is what JD is doing. Prison can't stop a person like Asher. He needs to be put down.
So then, if you think someone like Asher should be put down, why didn't you put down Sharma? Because Hollow asked you not to? Because Sharma is people he cares or people who care about him? Asher is people who cares about them. Just because I'm giving him a second chance doesn't mean I trust him, and doesn't mean I think he hasn't done awful things. Just because I'm giving you a second chance doesn't mean that I fully trust you and that I fully think that you haven't done awful things, because you have done not great things. But I'm giving you a second chance.
Yet I haven't murdered anyone countless of times here in Marigold. I also have only been doing good things, and there's a very good chance that by the end of the month I'm either in prison or I'm dead. And Asher gets to be looked at as he has a second chance. So what happens when he decides to kill next? Hurt someone close to you? Maybe you'll put yourself in my shoes and realize that maybe someone should be dealt with. The same way I looked at Sharma. Is that what it'll take?
Why didn't you deal with Sharma then?
Who says I'm not? He is being dealt with. He will never see the sun ever again. The only voice now that MBS is gone, the only voice he'll ever hear is mine. As long as JD allows that, of course. But who knows? I could end up in a cell right next to him. But that's exactly it. Sharma has been dealt with.
And
He
Asher
will rot
will
in
be.
that cell. Will
he does anything more. Yeah, actually.
Is he going to go into a cell right next to?
Yeah, if
right
he
next to
kills
Sharma?
someone, if he just kills someone, yeah.
Oh yeah, but a murder sentence gives him a week or two, and then he's free to walk on Marigold soil again, proclaiming that he's changed, right?
A murder
See, the
sentence?
thing is that Sharma hasn't been let out. He came here, he attacked, and he was put there. He hasn't walked a day since. Asher has been in prison how many times now? How many times do you have to put somebody
Once.
in prison for them to learn?
Twice, apparently.
Twice, apparently.
Yeah.
Does a third time give him a month until he gets to walk free again? Or does he have to do what Sharma does to get a sentence of Sharma's?
All I'm saying is that maybe I don't agree that, I didn't want Asher to get a, week or two sentence the first time when he killed, that one time that he went to jail for kidnapping me. I didn't want it to just be for kidnapping.
Then for what then?
For murder. He should have gone in for murder. He didn't.
Yet now you think people can change.
I've always thought that people can change.
Including people like Asher, including people like me.
Yeah.
Do you think Sharma can change?
I think Sharma already had a chance to change. And he didn't.
I just want to know when you and JD will decide to actually do something with Sharma. Now that I'm not in
See,
power.
that's the thing. I'm pretty sure that the whole Sharma business was yours to deal with, but then you left and see, well, I don't have any information on Sharma, so I couldn't do anything. And, you know,
JD had 5 months to do something.
JD was waiting for you to get back.
JD waited 5 months doing nothing, is what you mean.
I'm saying we were all kind of waiting for you to come back. And just
Now I'm
started to
back.
feel like you weren't going to. You know?
Now I'm back and I want to do something. So what do I have to do to actually do something like that?
I mean, you did do
I'm already-
something with Sharma. You put him away even further.
What would you like to see happen with Sharma?
I don't know. That's not. I don't.
Think realistically. You're about to be vice president. You already are, currently, technically, vice president. What would you genuinely want to see happen to someone like Sharma?
I don't know. I'd ask around. See what people who have, you know, history with Sharma think. Because I know that I don't have the knowledge to make an opinion on that. I know that
You're looking at him.
Exactly. So what would you do with Sharma, Jay? You said you wanted to, like, take care of him or whatever. Is prison good enough taken care of, or is there more that you want to do with him?
I want him to learn what he's done wrong. And he gets to see it every day while he was underground in the guild and while he was, now underground in the new prison.
And then
He
what?
gets to know that he's going to stay there for the rest of his life. And I think Asher deserves that.
Maybe Asher will get that.
And who's going to decide that? Surely not me. It's up to you and JD. Or you bat an eye and let him kill more. You know he's killed his own friends, right? Who's to say he won't kill you next? Who knows? He could be watching us from wherever the fuck he likes to hide out, and he sees me talking to you.
You know,
What? You're so precious to him all of a sudden? The way he was taking care of you? Anybody would be able to see it. And if you really think that I'm just making shit up in my mind as to how I view you and Asher, there's something going on. Simon sees it too. So if you want to keep your secrets from Simon, you should do a better job at who you're actually talking to and who's actually seeing it. People like me, people like JD. Because what will happen when you get into office, but people know that you have ties with Asher, a known murderer, a known person who wants to see Marigold fall.
actually, I'm pretty sure Asher's entire thing is trying to make Marigold a better place, but
And you believe him.
I never said that.
Well, you're willing to just stand idly as he does whatever the fuck he pleases.
I'm willing to see what happens, learn information.
Until he kills, until he does something wrong.
And when he
breaks
does kill
something.
and does something wrong and hurts someone again, that's when the final straw is pulled. Just
Can
like
we
if
trust
you
you and
do
JD
something
to do
wrong,
something good?
if you hurt someone, if you do something wrong, that's the final straw for you.
See, that's the issue. People are looking at me like there's a final straw to be pulled. Why is it not the same with Asher?
I'm looking
Why
at
is it-
Asher the same way I look at you.
Because we're similar? Because you think of second chances? Or you think people can change? What one is it?
Because you both have hurt me in some way. But I'm willing to look past the fact that you hurt me and accept the fact that maybe both of you have changed. Because you're sitting here preaching that you've changed, and Asher a couple of weeks ago was out here preaching that he's changed. So maybe I'm willing to take that risk that I'm going to get hurt again, or that somebody else is going to get hurt again, to give someone like you or Asher a second chance. I mean, because that's what you
I
want.
think.
You want a second chance.
I asked you if you can go to JD with my proposal about doing something with the Knights and sending out someone to draw out the followers.
And I
wish
will.
you to do that.
I will.
I would like you to extend that and talk to JD about me having some sort of place within the Knights, somewhere where I can do the things I want to do, regardless of my past presidency and my past transgressions.
Anything you do will have to be run through us and the Knights.
Fine by me. If you can promise me that you talk to JD.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to JD about everything that we talked about today.
And, once again, regardless of his answer, I will still do those said things, with or without his approval. Same with yours.
And regardless of his answer, I will back you for finding the followers. That's something that I can agree with. An idea of yours that I like and that I think is a good one.
I gotta act quick. I have a good month until who knows what happens.
Well, I'm going to talk to JD tomorrow, so I'll let you know how that goes.
Mm-hmm. You do that. And for the record, I have never once told you that I've changed. I've simply adapted. And I'm going to continue to do so. If you can put that into that head of yours and think about it real hard about what I actually want to do that's right for Marigold, regardless of who actually does something or says they want to do something and doesn't even follow through, just know that I have always followed through and I will continue to do so.
See, that's why I'm giving you and Asher a second chance. The willingness to do what's right for Marigold in your mind, regardless of who's in your way. That is where you and Asher are the same. Well, that's the only place that you guys really are the same, yeah. I mean,
Good save.
in some other aspects you are, but that right there, that's why.
Well, at
I
least
want
you
to
don't
see
have to
what
worry
you
about
come up
me.
with.
At least you don't have to worry about me killing people and tearing down Marigold. I want to protect it.
Yeah, but
So
I do have to worry about you leaving.
YB, I am not leaving.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to die here. It took me seeing what happened to my home to realize that. I was a fool. My place is here. So I assure you, please find it. Please find something within you to not think of it like that.
Well, eventually it'll go away. You know, you'll keep changing things for the better. And then that's when I can finally trust you to not go. You've made change. But how long will that keep going? You know? That's the reason I'm still iffy. I see you're making changes. I see you're doing what's better for Marigold. I see that. That's why I'm here. That's why I want you to keep doing that. I want you to keep going, Jay. Because I don't want you to leave again. And if you keep going and you keep moving, then that just proves that you are here to stay. I don't want you to leave again.
The only way I'm leaving is, either I end up in that prison right next to Sharma or I'm dead in my living room. Because that's exactly where people will find me.
Let's hope neither.
I'm not walking. I'm not walking or running. No more. I don't expect you to believe me or anything. I just want to tell you myself. Because, well, like you said it, like Asher, I just want good things to happen. And if you want to believe him over me or me over him, that's up to you. Just when the time comes and something happens with him, I hope you can adapt as I have. And, do something about him. Also, yes.
I was going to say the entirety of me being here in Marigold has just been one adaptation after the other.
I certainly have some catching up to you then as well.
Yeah.
If you need me, you know where I'll be. But, keep in mind, anything can happen. But
Yeah.
I did have something else to say to you, and I don't expect you to say anything afterwards, if it's even, nice, if anything. But I am sorry for axing you in the back. I know you know it wasn't meant for you. No matter what way you wanted to paint it. I understand. It made sense to do. I'm not looking at you as some sort of asshole for putting me under the fucking spotlight at yesterday's debate, but just so you know, I don't hold it against you, but I'm also sorry for doing it to you. You didn't deserve that. You never have. I'm sorry about the first explosion, too. You don't gotta say anything. I'll see you around.